Rolling.
Whoa! The curtain just dropped on a brand new episode of Volley in the Valley. I'm here. I'm Jack. I'm here with Morgan, who's our new communications director, and we're here in the new studio.
Yeah, have you been noticing like weird things going on in the studio, like things being misplaced or like lights switching on
Lights
and
have been
off?
flickering. I figured it was just because we don't pay that much in rent, and I figured that was what it was. But maybe there's a little more. Ah!
I was
Maybe there's
thinking
a little
something a little bit more
more-
spooky going on.
It is pretty. Maybe things are getting spooky, even though it's the winter. Things can still be spooky. So we're here to do a few things. We're going to talk about our upcoming season. We're going to talk about the new website, and we're going to talk about some rule changes. But first, wanted to thank the sponsors of our league. By the way, if you see any cats rolling through, we're in the cat cave. It's not part of the spookiness, but you may see them.
There's three of them here, so.
There are. Wanted to thank our sponsors. First, Jeff Osborne, local realtor and member of Team Fundamentals. I think he's been playing in the league for years, and he's a local realtor who does a great job putting families in houses. So if you're looking for a house, why not go with someone who is local and who shares the same hobby as you, and you might even be able to ask him questions at the gym. So we couldn't speak more highly of Jeff, and would definitely recommend him.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking to buy a house soon, so Jeff, if you're watching, I'm going to be hitting you up in the next couple months, so be looking out for me. And then our second sponsor is Crystal's Healing Hands. I'm super excited because I was gifted a gift certificate for Crystal's Healing Hands, so I am going to get ready to book my appointment there to get a massage. And Valentine's Day is coming up soon, so that is a great gift idea. So stop by, pick up a gift certificate for somebody that you love, and get that for them for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is such a good idea. Yeah, or if that shoulder's hurting after a term or something, yeah, it's perfect. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things. Let's see. First, we're going to talk about our new website. Morgan, go ahead.
Yes, so the new website is up and running. Nate has been working so hard on that website. Paps is so excited to be looking at the new website. So it is mobile friendly. Everything's there on one page. We have separate agent boards for each level. So if you are an agent and you don't have a team yet, make a post in there. And the new thing too is that once you've found a team, you can go ahead and delete your posts. Because we had a lot of people who had just been, bombarded with posts. They play on my team, and they couldn't delete their own posts. So that's something new y'all can do.
Katie's like the free agent board too.
They love the free agent board.
So there's just, the free agent board has been awesome for getting new people in, and so we want to keep on fostering that, but it also definitely made sense to be able to take yourself off. So that's great. Let's see here. Okay, so schedules. They're up, and we had 54 teams in the league this year, which was amazing. We were really happy to see that growth. The numbers were relatively even numbers too, which felt like it was going to make things work really easily. But I met with Nate yesterday, and then 6 hours later he was still working. So just the conflict dates and the gym time that we had available to us made things tough. So as a result, we kept things mostly the same as what we had last year, but you're going to have a couple overflow games towards the end of the year where you might be playing at a different time or day of the week for just one or two games. Thanks for rolling with us on that.
Yeah, which I think that's really cool because, I'm usually only there on Sundays with my two leagues, so I don't really get to see the people who are playing leagues on different nights, so it's cool to go in there on a different night and see some people who I'm not seeing on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
That's the silver lining. We're really happy about that. So with the season coming up, we start play on Sunday, and don't think we have any snow in the forecast for this Sunday, but normally we do have to roll with the punches a little bit. We'll see what happens. But we're always taking into account just different questions that we get through the season, different feedback, different people saying, hey, this doesn't really feel right. We take all that feedback into account, and we made a few changes to our rules for this season. So we're going to talk about a couple basic ones, and then we're going to talk about one big major rule change that you really want to stay tuned for towards the end. So
I'm excited for that last rule that's coming up.
I hope things don't get too spooky beforehand.
I hope not. All right. Our first rule that we're going to go into that I really want to put in place this year is that there was some confusion with the coin flip or rock, paper, scissors or whatever. It just wasn't consistent throughout regular season play and then not really in playoffs either this season. So we want to make that more consistent. So what we're going to do is two captains from each team, well, one captain from each team. You're going to get together before the start of the play, and you're just going to do rock, paper, scissors before the first game. So this is to choose, if you win, you choose serve, receive, or side. We are going to, this season, stay on our sides and not switch them this year, just as a COVID precaution. And I don't think that's a really big deal in this gym. I don't think that there's an unfair side and a...
No, definitely not an indoor.
Yeah. So that'll be, you'll do that before the first game, and then it just switches. So if you had serve in the first game, you'll have receive the second game, and then you'll do one more rock, paper, scissors before the third set to determine serve or receive. Awesome. So let's try to be consistent with that in the regular season and then in playoffs.
It just gets weird because things are different for indoor and for outdoor, and we go back and forth so often, and we get questions about it, and honestly, it doesn't really matter that much at all, but it is what it is. We want to make sure that it's consistent.
Yep.
By the way, the rule changes that we've made for this season, they're already posted on the website, and so you can go look at all this, but we wanted to kind of highlight the changes that were made. So maybe the biggest change, it's not a spooky change, but it is a change, has been made to the skilled player definition. It's just a weird term. We created Double B a couple years ago to try and provide an avenue for people to improve a developmental league. It's worked really well for that. There are a lot of players that we've seen that have moved up into the A level, and I think also more people have been able to play more good ball. So it's been great. But it's just a subjective term that has been kind of weird, and we're trying to still figure out the right definition to make the play fair. That's what we want more than anything, is to make the games and the seasons fair. So let me find the skilled player definition here. So the new skilled player definition is a little bit more subjective.
There are cats running everywhere.
There are cats. They are scurrying around. They get so jazzed up about Double B. Hi, kitties. All right, so a skilled player, here's the definition. They can consistently demonstrate advanced skills, but skilled is a subjective term. Captains with questions about their team should consult the board before registration. This really mostly applies to Double B, where you're capped at 4 skilled players. And we don't even love that term, but it's what we have to use to make Double B, again, make it fair. Generally, a player that's been a full-time member of an A team in any of the past 4 indoor seasons, that's 2 years, would be considered skilled. However, court supervisors can also use their judgment on this. So if you play on an A team, but maybe you're not quite to a skilled player yet, you can still play Double B and not count as a skilled player. We feel like that's fair. And then, alternatively, if you are brand new, I got this new setter named Dave. Shout out Dave, that I'm excited about.
Oh, I'm
jealous.
jealous.
You don't even know about Dave? Yeah, you're going to learn about Dave. Dave is hopefully a skilled player. I don't really know yet, but I hope he is. And the court supervisor can declare him a skilled player on the spot right away. He doesn't need to play A until next season before he can be called a skilled player.
Yeah.
So again, the main goal of this was fairness. We want to make Double B fair. Double B is developmental. It's competitive. Fair.
Yes. And any questions or concerns, consult the board first right away, just so we can get those things ironed out at the start of the season.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you took a drink every time I said the word fair,
I'd be a little tipsy right now, I think.
All right, what's next?
All right, so let's talk about subs. So we're still in the time of COVID. We have a lot of people traveling. We have people coaching and going away for tournaments. So we changed our number from, in order to play in playoffs, you need to have attended 3 matches before. So it used to be 4. We brought that number down to 3, just because there probably will be a lot of people who are having to miss some games. So that number has changed to 3 matches. And if you do get a sub during the regular season, which we always encourage subs, that player cannot be on a roster in that same league. So if you're on a B team and you need a sub, your sub cannot be a player.
That's in the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, in the regular season. In the regular season, we just want to play volleyball.
Okay.
And we know that there aren't that many people that are around and available, and we understand. But for the playoffs, you can only play on one team. I mean, that's just how it works in every league and every sport. So we need to be a little bit tighter in the regular season, and we know that it's kind of weird to have a different interpretation maybe in the playoffs where you've been playing all season with different teams. But we think that that's okay because the goal in the regular season is to play volleyball, and then the playoffs is a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
So,
and then the only exception for that, if there is an injury, you can get a sub that has not been there for 3 matches, but do get it approved by the other team before playing. And if there is some big disagreement about that, consult the board and we can try to help make you guys make it a fair decision.
You ready for the crazy rule?
I'm so excited.
Is it 4 hits? 4 hits?
4 hits?
Is it eight players?
What's it gonna be?
Is it 9 man?
I think it's a little more spooky than that.
It's a little more spooky. Are you ready for the ghost rule? Oh!
What was that?
Oh no! I'm so spooked, but let me see if I can still start to explain this rule, and then we're going to tag team this and try to do it as well as we can. Now, this rule was from one of our board members, Aaron King, and it was meant to solve an issue of teams having 4 or 5 players in a match, and maybe getting an advantage from that. There are certain times where that could happen, where you might have a player who's really strong in the front row, and they're in the back row for 2 rotations instead of 3, and it feels like they're back there for 30 seconds. Or just having 5 people can sometimes be an advantage, and we want to encourage more people to play. So we wanted to figure out a way to incentivize having 6 people.
Yep.
So that's the ghost rule. Ooh, Zach! Oh, I didn't even know he was going to do that
It's
time.
like
Oh my goodness.
Voldemort. Every time you say ghost, it just
Wow,
runs by.
Voldemort in the first. That's good. We should do that every time. Okay, so ghost rule, as we take 5 minutes to explain it. If you have less than 6 people, where that 6th person would be in your service order is going to be an automatic side out. So, Ghost, get ready. Oh, sorry. So, if you rotate around and you get to the place where your 6th person would normally be, but that person's not there, that's your Ghost server. And you're going to lose that point automatically. So, if I'm playing against Morgan's team and my team wins a point to side out, we would get that serve, but if we don't have that player, it's going to be the ghosty player and the ghost is gone. It's going to be the ghosty player who is going to would be serving that point. Instead of serving that point, you're going to lose that point. You're going to roll the ball back under to the other team and then continue.
Yep.
So what that's going to do is make it so that things can be a little bit more even if you only have 5 people. You're going to actually pay a little bit of a price, but not too big of a price, probably only 2 points per set.
Right.
And our goal is that this is going to make things run a little bit more smoothly and incentivize having 6 people.
Yes. And just another note, you can play with 4. So same thing, if you only had 4 people, you would have 2 ghost players. And we want at least 4 players there at the start of the game to start the match.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Anything we missed?
I don't think so. If y'all have questions, hit us up on the website under contact. Let us know. You can comment on the video, ask us questions. I think we're going to try to get rid of this ghost problem in our studio.
Yeah, we need the exterminator here for the ghost. And with the cat send off. Thanks, everybody. Volley.